Good afternoon. This is going to be a video about how to collect Durametric data for your car while it's underway. So I've just opened the Durametric software and I'm going to scroll down to Cayman 987 2005 to 2012. Okay. It pre-checks the engine, and I don't have any of these transmissions, so I know that I just go okay, and it's up and running. Of course, I got the plug into the OBD port on the car, and it's plugged into the USB on my laptop. I'm going to go up here to engine module. And we're going to go straight to actual values, which is what I'm interested in today. So in my previous blog post, I showed there's a bunch of actual values, and we're going to be doing a test to check the rough health of the engine. So once I start clicking these, you're going to see a graph. So here's vehicle speed. That's one I'm interested in. Since I'm at 0, sitting on the side of the road, that's what it says. Fuel level is not super important, but if we were trying to get a rough idea of how much weight is in the car from the fuel, we could have that turned on. The next one I wanted to find was engine oil temperature. Now that's 88 centigrade. Just want to make sure your engine's warmed up. We don't need to leave that turned on. Intake air temperature, it could be important. I'm going to turn that on. Today it's 25 degrees Celsius. We'll get back to that later, but depending on your air temperature, you may have to adjust your data a little bit. So I forgot to check the second line down, engine speed, which is RPM. So right now we're at 680 something because I'm sitting on the side of the road idle. You'll notice the various lines have colors associated with them, and that's helpful. So at this point, for the test that I want to do, I'm going to do a very short acceleration run. I'm going to be in second gear, around 3,000 RPM. I'm going to floor it. I'm going to take it up to basically the rev limiter, but which is just above 7,000 RPM. And then I'm going to back off. And what we're going to get is the time it takes to go from, say, 3,500 RPM to 7,000 RPM. There's no magic number here, but when folks start to do this test, we'll get some baseline. And what we're really going to be looking for is your engine really off the pace. So I've got, I just managed to see vehicle speed, intake air temperature. I turned off RPM somehow. Okay. So collecting data, it's not super obvious, but up here at the header, I'm on available actual values. You're going to want to click on options, and basically over here there's a stop-start button in this area right here. Right now, just because I started collecting this data, it's collecting the data in the background. What we want to do is export some data to a Excel CSV file, and we don't want it to be an enormous file. So what we're going to do first is we're going to slow down the refresh rate. Nothing obvious happens, but I'm going to put it on slow. And when I get ready to do this test, I'm going to hit stop now. You notice it stops collecting data. I'm going to have to shut the camera down because it won't be safe. But basically what I'm going to do is hit start. It's going to start collecting data. You don't have to do anything beyond this point except drive the car. And then after you do your acceleration run, you're going to pull over to the side of the road and you're going to hit stop. Now, none of that data is really, I found none of it's saved until you hit export. So what you're going to want to do is hit start. I'm on a back road, there's nobody around. 7,000 RPM in second gear takes you up to about 70 miles an hour. I'm going to go out. I'm going to put it in second gear. I'm going to start it around 3,000. I'm going to floor it. It happens pretty quick. I've already tried it a couple of times. Maybe it takes 3 or 4 or 5 seconds. And I'm going to floor it, and then I'm going to get out of the gas. And the next place that I pull over the side of the road and is safe, I'm going to hit stop. And then you don't have to do it right away, but I've always just like to know I got some data. I'm going to come over here and hit export, and it will dump a new CSV file. I'm going to have to come back and tell you where it goes. But if you want to, once you know where to look, you can make sure that you got a data dump. And that's it. That's all you're going to have to do today for this test. I'm going to come back with other suggestions about other data you can collect. But from an engine health standpoint, if a number of people do this and the time from 3,500 RPM to 7,000 RPM, if they're all in a fairly close-knit group, you'll know that your car engine is in pretty good shape. If yours is really slow, well, then you might need to look into some things. Okay, I'm going to shut down the video and I'm going to drive, and the next time we get on this, we'll have some data.